Hey, church family, thank you for joining us today again on our devotional time. We'll be continuing in the book of Philippians, chapter 1. We're going to go through verses 19 through 26. I'm going to read them first, and then we'll make application to today's time in our life. Starting in verse 19, "For I know that as you pray for me, and as the Spirit of Jesus Christ helps me, this will all turn out for my deliverance. For I live in eager expectation and hope that I will never do anything that causes me shame, but that I will always be bold for Christ, as I have been in the past, and that my life will always honor Christ, whether I live or I die. For to me, living is for Christ, and dying is even better. Yet, if I live, it means fruitful service for Christ. I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between two desires. Sometimes I want to live, and sometimes I long to go and to be with Christ. That would be far better for me, but it is better for you that I live. I am convinced of this, so I will continue with you so that you will grow and experience the joy of your faith. Then, when I return to you, you will have even more reason to boast about what Jesus Christ has done for me." We find Paul is in prison, and it's in the time of Rome where Christianity is not against the law. So when he means live or die or work for my deliverance, the verdict could go either way. It could be a death penalty he receives, or he could be released, which we know at the end he is released at this time. But in that, Paul says, because of your prayers and the power of the Holy Spirit, I'm convinced that I'm going to be delivered, whether through death, which he says could be far better. And in the times we're living in now, we could look at that because we have so much fear going around of what's happening, of death or sickness. And Paul is saying, either way, I'm okay. It's better for me to be with Christ, but it's better for you that I remain. When he spoke about never bringing shame upon himself, he didn't mean shame in him, but shame before Christ of not standing. We have a great time right now to make a bold stand for our faith in Jesus Christ. And that's what Paul is saying. He wants to stand bold as he always has. He wants to continue, whether it's death or whether it's life. So with you, can you say that in your life? Do you have that boldness that no matter the circumstance, no matter what's going on, you can stand for your faith in Jesus Christ? And so Paul says that, and he says he really wants to go and be with the Lord, as it should be every Christian's desire. But even a great desire within him is to stay and to nurture and to disciple the believers in Philippi. And so that's what he says, that he believes God's going to lead him here, and we know that he does. If we look back at verse 20, it says, "For I live in eager expectation and hope that I will never do anything to bring me shame, but that I will always be bold for Christ, as I have been in the past, and that my life will always honor Christ, whether I live or die." Do you have that kind of boldness in your life, where you can say, whether I live or die, it's going to glorify Christ? Paul says down a few verses later, he says that if I remain, it will mean fruitful service. If he's here on earth, he's going to continue to serve. The reason you are here, your purpose is to know God personally and to make him known. So do you have that boldness to stand firmly on the gospel of Jesus Christ and say, I'm not ashamed to call myself a believer? And do you share that with others? Are there things in your life that keeps you from being able to say what Paul said? For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Can you say that with boldness? Thank you for being here. We are earnestly praying for each and every person to stand firm in these times with the things that are going on until we can come together as a congregation again physically. We will do this way. Thank you for being here.